Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Williams' Return to Glory. This episode, we're going to do Silverstone and Austria, and looking at the forecast, they both have rain. Jumping over to the cruise, I'm going to mess with this real quick, and I'll be right back. So I've just finished messing with the cruise, and you can see we have all our percentages down. From the mail, just stuff about Montreal, and then we have an interview with Will Buxton. Lance Stroll was hit by Nicholas Latifi during the race. Do you have a message for the Canadian driver? Which one? I'm middle of the road. So from the part improvement screen, we have took the gearbox off of the performance allocation. I'm actually going to double check how long until we get that HQ upgrade. Yeah, 19 weeks, so we should get it somewhat soon. Or before the end of the season, of course, but yeah, right now we're just going to focus on these rear wings. We took the, like I said, the gearbox off. For those interested, here's the Formula 2 race results. You have Roy Nissany winning. You got Marcus Armstrong in second, and then you have Jahan Deravala on the podium. I'll scroll through the race results slowly. See, Dennis Hauger had a pretty strong lead these past couple times we've seen this, but yeah, Marcus Armstrong is catching up slowly. Looking at the teams, Prema's still on top, but it also does look like High Tech is catching. So your F3 results, you have Alexander Smolyar winning. You have Chao Collet on second step of the podium, and then you have Ito Cohen on your third step. Ito is still your points leader. Very small gap over Smolyar. Yeah, just a really tight field here. Your team standings also extremely tight for the top 3 spots. So moving over to the mail, we have a political decision here. So we groove tires, average speed tires. These groove tires aren't quite as fast as full slicks, but offer a good compromise between performance and cost. I going to abstain because this is a decision that I don't think negatively affects us one way or the other. It does not go through. Alright, so we get ready to do Silverstone here. For me recording, I am recording this before the British Grand Prix. They just finished doing FP1 and FP2, so I have not seen qualifying yet because it hasn't happened. So we will overtake real life in this episode, at least from the time of me recording this. I'm going to double check our parts allocation as always, so we can start putting that rear wing on to Albon's car, and hopefully Latifi doesn't get pissed. Yep. Alright, on to Silverstone. So Junior from practice, I'm actually gonna put Aiken in just because it's his home race. Let's give him a shot, and we will fast forward through practice. From practice, we're a little bit off the pace, 19th and 20th, and top of the board is the 2 Red Bulls. We're getting ready for qualifying. I got a little bit of wet weather here. I put Aiken in the car. I'm starting off Albon with the Horn Super Softs just so I can send him out because I wanted to do some work on the setup. But yeah, I'll join you in qualifying. Alright, we're going to send Albon out again. Just a little bit of a tweak here to his setup. Let's hope that does that. Alright, I think that's the best we're going to get with Albon's set. So it looks like it's drying out. We are going to send out both cars right now, just so they can get a lap in. Alright, so Albon starts his lap. He's green. Of course he's green because he hasn't set a lap yet. Okay, 19th and 20th. Not good. So with the pull time of 1 minute and 28, I'm going to send them out 1 minute 50 seconds latest, or 1 minute 55. Alright, so we're going to send out Latifi. Alright, we're sending out Albon. Alright, so Latifi is coming to the line. Albon has perfect. Is he... how many seconds is he going to have to spare? About 12. Alright, let's watch, see what Latifi can do. He's down. He's up. And he goes 20th, and Albon will go 19th. So those eliminated in Q1 is Sebastian Vettel, Lance Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, Alex Albon, and Nicholas Latifi. Alright, starting Q2, got some wet weather here. Those eliminated in Q2 is Pierre Gasly, George Russell having an unfortunate home Grand Prix, Valtteri Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou, and Mick Schumacher. Alright, let's see who is on the front row for the British Grand Prix. And it looks like it's going to be the Red Bulls of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. So from the grid of the British Grand Prix, we have gone with the super soft and race trim from what we have from practice. We're going to start on the intermediates because as you can see, it's going to be damp. But at about around lap 15 or so, it's going to start drying out. It is going to start raining at lap 28, so we're going to have this period of dry that we're going to try to get through. I'm going to try to maybe push the inters so we can stay, or we can switch to the super soft tires and hopefully make them last until lap 28. But I think our strategy might change around lap 15 when we can better see the strategy going on later into the race. Here's our car setup. There is our driver strategy. Now onto the starting grid. Alright, so your starting grid is Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Daniel Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly, George Russell, Valtteri Bottas, Guan Yu Zhou, Mick Schumacher, Sebastian Vettel, Lance Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, Alex Albon, Nicholas Latifi. Alright, here comes the 5 red lights. Now we need to monitor our tire temperatures carefully because they are going to definitely start pushing up later on into the race when it starts to dry out. Let's see King Latifi working his way through the field. Ahead of Kevin Magnussen. So we're going to push until we're about midway up the tire warmth. And then we're just going to go on to neutral. We're going to neutral high, and we're just going to keep an eye on the weather. Oh, so Vettel has crashed. Yeah, and it's going to get pretty wet there near the end of the race. So we really need to keep these tires on for as long as possible. So Latifi in 16th is doing a really good job here. He's ahead of some of our competition. So we're going to keep an eye on these tires. Alright, Bottas has crashed. Probably in the next 5 laps or so, I think you can start seeing some people pitting onto the wet tire, or the dry tire, sorry. But we are going to stay out longer than that, and hopefully this drying track starts to add tire temperature. So yep, you see a bunch of people switching onto the super softs. But we're going to stay out here because we are also going to switch onto the super softs, but at a later time. Alright, so this is about when we need to start pitting. And we're the only people on track currently on the inters. So I think... So we're on lap 14. We need to make these super softs last 14 laps. I think we need to risk it and go one more lap. Yeah, alright. I'm regretting that decision, but that is the decision I've made. We're going to pit Latifi. We're also going to pit Albon, and hopefully we can double stack these guys and not have them cost each other a bunch of time. Because we're currently separated by less than 2 seconds. So, onto Latifi. Latifi pits. Alright, so we're going to slow this down and we're going to put them on conserve. So we currently have Lewis Hamilton behind us, who is the leader of the race. But we're going to hope that us staying out those extra couple laps benefits us, especially when that rain starts to come. We can wait until the crossover point to pit for intermediates. Alright, so we just got the blue flag for Albon. So we will go back onto high engine mode. Actually, you know what? We're going to go back onto medium engine mode because looks like Lewis is going to have to pit, but he's got about a 7-second gap to person behind him. But yeah, they're starting to catch all of us, so... We're starting to lose a lot of time now because they have not caught 16th, which is Lance Stroll. These blue flags are really screwing us here. Now it is still dry. Alright, so we got some people pitting on the inners, but it is way, way too dry to put on inners. Alright, so we're going to keep an eye on the dampness here. Alright. So 4th just passed us. 4th is on intermediates. Yeah, I think now is a lap to bring everybody in. So we're going to pit Latifi onto inters. And we're going to pit Albon onto inters. Alright, now we're going to go into high engine mode. We're going to push these tires as well. Virtual safety car. Okay. Is anybody not pitted? No. So I think we're stuck because we're not even going to make it back to the pit road by the time the virtual safety car engine ends. So that is unfortunate, but we're going to go push and high. Yeah, just an unfortunate situation there. Just the blue flags kind of having this the leader catch us when he did. Alright, so we need to bring these back down to neutral, maybe even conserve, because we are so far behind it doesn't really even matter. Let's go neutral. Alright, go back on the medium with these guys. Alright, this is the final lap. Just go overtake, just say screw it. And 16th and 17th. So leaving Silverstone, we were the last two finishers on track, 28 seconds behind our nearest competitor. We had 3 DNFs. Yeah, thankfully none of our the cars closest to us in performance scored any points, but your points finishers were Daniel Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Yuki Tsunoda, George Russell, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez. Your podium is Hamilton, Leclerc, and your winner is Verstappen. So your Drivers' Championship, you have the bottom 6 here that have not scored points. At the top of the board, you've got Max Verstappen, currently 49 points over Charles Leclerc. And you've got Lewis Hamilton solidly in 3rd place with a Mercedes. So looking at the Constructors' Championship, ourselves and Haas have not scored any points. Last episode I had missed that Aston had scored 2 extra points. So their lead over us gets slightly bigger. At the top of the standings, Red Bull currently ahead of Ferrari by over a race. So yeah, Ferrari are starting to fall behind to the Red Bulls, but hopefully they can bounce back through the second part of the season. So our income from Silverstone was 1.5 million. So next up we have Austria, where we do have rain in every session. I'm actually really excited that we have it in practice and the race, so we can kind of get focused on either intermediate or wet running. So maybe we can have a good run there. We did have a mistake in the last race, so once again, just gonna go cycle through the pit crew. So we managed the pit crew. We've put a person that's 18 on a front jack, but yeah, just to kind of give some of these people some more rest. Onto the mail, stuff about Silverstone, car condition update, and then we got an interview with Lee Dippy. After his victory today, what are your thoughts on Max Verstappen at the moment? We're just going to answer these. We can potentially talk to them, just because you never know when that might be beneficial. So we've just finished work on our first engine. We're going to go build our second engine. Alright, so this is the engine that we've decided to make. It'll be here in 26 days. It'll cost $1 million, but we're going to build it. Alright, so I just messed around with the parts currently, and I decided to allocate our performance to our best of each individual thing. And we can kind of mismatch them around, or we can just, uh, kind of tick off Latifi. I still do not intend to bring Latifi back next year. So if we do end up taking him off, it doesn't really matter in my opinion. Alright, so we got a dilemma. It's actually a good dilemma. Pit stop training. So if we pay $150,000, we have all our pit crew gain 2, I guess, in every single area? Yeah, I'll take that. So taking a look at our pit crew, you can see we've got a lot of people here that are now starting to have 20s in certain areas. So yeah, that was a really good investment there. Alright, so we're getting ready for Austria here. It's our first race, kind of overtaking what's happened in real life. Silverstone is happening this weekend for me. I know when this will go up, I will be after it, but yeah, this is before we've even gotten to Austria and the sprint race that we've got there. So we're gonna look at our parts. We're going to just load Albon up on the best of every part, and we're just gonna make Latifi deal with it. Alright, on to Austria. So we are here for practice. It's gonna start off dry. It said heavy rain, so I don't know where the rain is, but yeah, we will fast forward through it. Alright, so practice we were 19th, 20th. Top of the board was Max Verstappen. Alright, so getting ready for Q1. We did not get anything for qualifying, but we still have our sweeter spots thing that we can use for this session. Alright, we're going to send out Latifi and Albon immediately. The weather does not look imminent, so I think this is not going to work towards our favor. So we get ready to start their laps. Here they go. Send them out right together. I probably shouldn't have done that. There, yeah, you see you got the little bit of rain there at the end. So we're going to send Albon out immediately on a new set. And then Latifi as well. We're going to give him some time. Alright, so here comes Albon. He's down his first sector. He's up his middle sector. He does not gain. And that will be the end of our qualifying. Those eliminated in Q1 were Sebastian Vettel, Kevin Magnussen, Lance Stroll, Alex Albon, and Nicholas Latifi. Alright, seems like they're getting a mixed weather event here. Those eliminated in Q2 were Sergio Perez in the Red Bull, Guan Yu Zhou, George Russell again, Valtteri Bottas, and Mick Schumacher. Alright, let's see who starts on pole for the Austrian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc are your front row. On the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix, we have soft tire and race trim. We were not able to get any wet tire running stuff, but it looks like it's going to be wet until about lap probably 21, where we can kind of do the switch over. And then we'll kind of see where the rain falls, probably lap 30 onwards. So your starting grid is Max Verstappen, followed by Leclerc, Hamilton, Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo, Alonso, Gasly, Tsunoda, Ocon, Perez, Zhou, Russell, Bottas, Schumacher, Vettel, Magnussen, Stroll, Albon, and finally Latifi. Alright, 5 red lights. damp track. And away we go. So we're only going to push for the first lap or so. See, Albon is up to 16th. Sorry, we're only going to be on overtake for the first lap. I want to just kind of extend our use of the higher engine mode. So we're going to put this on single. We're going to go on high. And we're going to maintain the push. These tires are heating up a little bit as we see Albon's gaining multiple positions here. Alright, looks like we can start trying to not be so aggressive with the tires at the moment. Looks like we're about even keel with everyone on tires. Maybe a little bit more wear than usual. We'll start fast forwarding through this. Albon in 13th. It's a very good job for him. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to make it until the crossover point. I'd like to, but I don't think that's possible. Especially with our tire wear. So Albon maintaining a 13th place here, that's really, really good. But I don't see a surefire way for us to kind of get into the points paying positions here without like a safety car. We're going to let him push. We're going to pit. Or, I don't know, can we stretch it that little bit? I don't think so. Schumacher has crashed. Alright, that doesn't do anything for us. I don't think we're at a point where we can go on to the dry tires. Alright, we got a low fuel delta. If we go 2 more laps, could be in a position to kind of switch over to the soft tire. We might lose a lot of time here, but that's very important for us to make it to that point. Yeah, let's go conserve on both of the drivers. You know, last race we kind of risked it and we stayed out and we lost a whole bunch of time, but I do think this is very, very important for us to do so. I think we're gonna do the conservative with Latifi. We're gonna pit him now onto the softs. We're gonna see where he comes out. How we're gonna maintain his tires. See, Albon is still holding up this pack of cars here. And we're gonna box him for the soft tires as well. Alright. Albon is in. Joe has crashed. That would have been fantastic if we got in a safety car when that happens. Yes, we're going to maintain neutral. Alright, I don't think we gained any spots here, but I think we are going to gain spots this lap because it's starting to come around. Alrighty, so we're going to wait until those tires start to get pretty low on the temperature scale, and then we will start to push. Now, when does the rain come? And it does not look like we get any rain for the rest of the Grand Prix. Alright, so we're going to put both of them onto push. And we're going to just speed up and see what happens. So we gave Albon, this is a brake, front wing, and suspension circuit. We gave him the best parts here, and he's running 13th ahead of all of our competition, relative in kind of parts performance, and then Ocon. So seems like we need a little bit of an intervention here, maybe a safety car or something, kind of help us out, but I don't think we're going to get it. So it's a really good performance. It's still damp out. So we've got Leclerc in the lead, Verstappen, and Hamilton. Hamilton's having a really good season in that Mercedes, unlike real life at the current moment. Say at the current moment because you never know what those upgrades might bring to the car at Silverstone. Alright, so we're going to look at Latifi. Alright, we're going to pause here. I'm trying not to pause this whole career mode. We're going to go one more lap with Latifi, and we're going to box him so we can try to go kind of even split through the rest of the race. I'm going to give him conserve so we can start pushing Latifi's engine. We'll box him onto the softs again. And we will wait on Albon to pit. Should we pit? No, we'll have Albon wait one more lap. We'll have him conserve as well. Go high engine mode. Alright, Latifi pits. We'll put him onto neutral and we'll leave him on high. Albon. Screw it, we'll pit him. So we will pit him out, and then we will also have him conserve because we're being lapped. We'll also put him on neutral. I'll leave him on high. We'll leave him on neutral. Actually, we need to put him on push. I'll have them both go on overtake. Specifically Albon, it's important for him to use up that the freshness of the tires. And we'll have him go neutral just so he can conserve a little bit of the tires. Latifi needs to push a little bit. Alright, we're up to 13th. I don't think we're going to jump anybody up on the pit stops here. Yep, as they come out ahead of us. We got 9 laps to go. Oh, we are killing our fuel. That is, I'm stupid. Albon has not been lapped yet, or he's about to be, so we can actually leave him on neutral. I'll leave him on high, actually. But we will wait till Latifi hits about 0.2. We will have him switch over to neutral, or medium. But neutral on the tires for him is good as well. So we've got all these people on these harder tires. Don't think that was quite necessary to make it to the end of the race, as we're gonna let Albon push here for a little bit. Just to get some tire temperatures into it. Try to get about midway, and then we're gonna go back to neutral. We're going to have him also go on medium on the fuel there. Alright, so he's about halfway. Put him on a neutral. Let's see where he can end up. Alright, so we're on the final lap here. He needs to save fuel, and we can burn Latifi's fuel. You're going to be a little bit vigilant with the 2 buttons we have available to us. We're going to have him just full out attack just to make sure he keeps the position. Alright. We're going to have Latifi just go and push. And P13 for Albon. It's a great result. Not points, but that is a good result for us to finish ahead of some of our closest rivals. So leaving Austria, we are 18th and 13th in the race. Latifi was way off pace. That was partially due to his car. But yeah, I finished way behind 17th. But Albon was able to finish 13th, kind of equally on pace. Strategy wasn't too crazy, so that was, I would consider that a legitimate 13th on car performance. So good for Albon. Points for the race: Yuki Tsunoda is in 10th, Pierre Gasly is in 9th, Perez is in 8th, Norris is in 7th, but Carlos Sainz was hit with a 2-place demotion after a part violation. So he would have finished 4th, but he just promoted Ricciardo and Alonso up a position. Alonso finishing 5th, Ricciardo finishing 4th, and your podium being Hamilton, Leclerc, with your winner being, as we typically see this season, Max Verstappen. Onto the Drivers' Championship. Still, bottom 6 drivers have not scored a point this year. Albon is still, I guess because it's going off of average finish, ahead of both Haas's and Stroll. Really showing why he deserves to kind of stay here for next year, and I more than likely will keep him there unless there's some crazy driver transfers where a major a major driver ends up without a ride. Yep, top of the board, Max Verstappen is extending his lead on Leclerc. Leclerc has a little bit of a gap to Hamilton. Hamilton, just a very good mix here of the 3 constructors in 6 places here. No 2 teammates kind of glued together in the standings, so clear number 1s and number 2s. So your Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are starting to run away with it. Ferrari are still very much ahead of Mercedes. Mercedes are very much ahead of McLaren. McLaren are very much ahead of Alpine. But you've got a little bit of a midfield battle here with the Alpine, the AlphaTauri, and the Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo being 100% Bottas points. And then you have the bottom 3 teams who are still close, but really one shock result, and we could see a huge shuffling of this order. Leaving Austria, we've gained 1.5 million again. Those interested in the Formula 2 race, Jack Doohan is your winner. Theo Pourchaire is on the 2nd step of the podium, and Jake Hughes is on the 3rd. I'm going to scroll through the results slowly. Looking at the results, or the championship standings, Dennis Hauger, his lead is starting to kind of fall apart as Marcus Armstrong mounts a strong challenge here into the second half of the season. Your team championship, Prema, are on top, but High Tech is catching. Prema have had a solid lead this entire season, but as we've seen the last couple of races, they've had a slight closing of the gap. So this concludes episode 6 of Williams' return to glory. Very disappointing first race. I do think the blue flags kind of got in the way of us potentially having a good finish. Just kind of having those blue flags right before kind of interchangeable conditions kind of hurt us, but also our cars just suck, so we also just need to improve on those. But in Austria, we had some positive results with Albon finishing 13th. Uh, with what I said was fairly straightforward with the strategy, no kind of question mark on what to do. Is more of when do you pit rather than what do you put on. So yeah, two good results or one good result out of Austria, but yeah, we've got some good parts coming. We're starting to focus on the development. Parts in every single area are being improved, and with us having these new engines coming in, we're able to kind of focus on the parts we've already built and kind of max those out. So if you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, all that dumb YouTuber stuff, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.